As you can see, we're on location for this week's episode, and we are coming to you from a photography and video show in London.
A big thank you to Rode for lending us the mics for this episode.
Mother, baby and us.
Today, we're on the Loxley Colour stand at
The photography and video show.
for another episode of Mother, Baby and Us. And we are joined today by the fabulous Jacqueline from Loxley.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for being a guest.
You can't tell you're nervous at all.
I know, so nervous. Oh.
You're going to be fine.
Jacqueline is so knowledgeable. So we are picking your brain today about...
The power of selling products
Yes.
for photographers.
Yep.
Because we are very passionate about selling actual products and not digitals. Like digitals have their place,
Yep.
but we are product
We are.
people.
Love that.
I was going to say photographers, we're not product photographers. We are baby photographers.
Yeah, you're right, digitals do have their place, and I would describe them as a necessary evil. Maybe some people expect them, but you do need to give that full service to your client. At the end of the day, you're capturing a moment, you know, in a moment in time that's so emotional, so important, and you would then ask your clients, how do you want to enjoy those images? Like, how do you want to preserve those? And, you know, print is the perfect way to do that.
Yeah.
You know, have it on display, be proud, have it in the home. And yeah, really it's a bit of a legacy thing as well, and a bit of an heirloom. Let's be honest, you're photographing that moment in time, especially with newborns.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it might be a really emotional journey. Not every birth, not every newborn story is,
No.
you know, is, I guess, smooth and
Straightforward.
straightforward. Exactly, you know. So actually there's a whole load more meaning behind that. And it's really important to display that on the wall. It really is, you know. And whether that be in canvas form, in acrylic form, sometimes the style is almost irrelevant. It's just making sure that you as photographers are giving that full service to clients and allowing them to display their art and that emotion on the wall. That's what it's all about.
We just say this about maternity, do we? Not so much newborn, 'cause I think for newborn, people get it and they put their babies on the wall because it's their babies and they want to look at them.
Yeah.
But for maternity, we are really passionate about displaying those images because for a lot of people, it has been a struggle to get there, or there has been like things that have gone on within like previous pregnancies or things like that can make them think, oh no, I don't want to look at that. And it is, we like to celebrate, don't we?
We do, absolutely. And the case in point for us is we've got one photograph of our grandparents on their wedding day, and we love looking at that, but there's no photographs of her pregnant.
Yep.
And there's also like very, very little of our mother pregnant.
There's one photo of my mother pregnant. You can't really tell she's pregnant in it.
She got like a big smock
It's often
dress on.
overlooked, isn't it? It is.
And I would absolutely treasure those photos
Yeah.
if I had them now.
Because it takes you back again to that moment, that emotion, that feeling.
Yeah. And my little boy
And it's so
loves
special.
looking at our maternity photos. He literally will pick them up any chance he gets. He goes, oh, that's me and you, Belly. I'm like, yeah, it is. And he's like, oh, and he likes to talk about it. He likes to hear about when I was pregnant with him. So it's such a special moment, and it's a way to connect with your family going forward. Like, we want to see those printed because it starts conversations and it opens it up for generations.
Yeah, and I think again it's just about mum, because I hear this all the time after, once you've, you know, gone through the birth, newborn, you're in it, there's this whole thing about you maybe lose your identity.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you're mum and you're always going to be mum, and that's amazing in itself, and that deserves, you know, to be on the wall. But that whole pregnancy, celebrating you as a female, celebrating that time in your life,
Growing a miracle.
Yeah, and again, we're bringing it back to that digital file argument. They don't last. They, you know, where people don't do anything with them.
No.
You know, they may even go corrupt. You know, depending on what you're using and the hardware. So again, preserving it, printing it, getting it on the wall.
Yeah.
You're
It's hard to
passing
change that
down,
mindset for customers, though, isn't it? It's hard to get them to explain that, because we're in a digital age and everyone just wants everything on their phone and accessible. So do you have any kind of tips of ways to get around that?
It can be difficult, and I think first of all it's about being confident in yourself as a photographer and being product focused like you guys, you know, because ultimately if we do this right, it increases your average sale and it increases your income. So just being really strong, and I think just having the conversation straight away with the client. So they might come on board and say, do you have a digital package? What is your pricing? That's what we always get. And yes, okay, the outcome of the first conversation might be that actually they're not the client for you because they don't want that full service,
and that's fine.
Or they're very price conscious. Then that probably means there's no value there. But getting on the phone and building that rapport, almost a bit of a discovery with your clients, and really finding out why. And as soon as you get to their reason why are they looking for this shoot? Why are they, of course it's newborn shoot, we know why, but there could be that story and getting to that emotion. Usually that does unlock an appreciation for displaying that on the wall.
Yeah.
You know, and really having that art on the wall and the emotional connection. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but it is so important, especially in the newborn and maternity genre, I would say.
Communication, I think that for us that was our biggest turning point when they're spending. We spend a lot of time with our client.
Yeah.
We do a lot of we do a phone consultation, we do an in-person planning meeting with them, and we spend a lot of time getting to know them, and through the entire process we're always mentioning the fact that we print beautiful albums, and we all of our artwork is displayed on our walls. So from day one, it's always
a focus then.
Yeah, we don't talk about the digital images. We don't talk.
No, and if it is mentioned, I think a big turning point for us was when we decided, right, well, instead of selling digitals then, if you buy a piece of wall art, you'll get a social media file for free, because that's all they want to do with it, is put it on social media.
And they background on their mobile phone, they won't be able to see it on their mobile phone.
So it was a good way of saying, well, you are spending money on this product, but you are getting that social media file that you wanted anyway, so you're not losing out on anything, and it's probably a cheaper option.
No, that's a perfect way, and that's what we say for photographers who may be struggling to offer product at the minute. Bit of a mindset change themselves. Speaking with the client, building the rapport, constantly mentioning product, almost assuming that they want the wall art, and then combining it with the digital file.
If your conversation is always...
That's the way we open our viewing sessions. Have you got any ideas how you want these printed? And it's not, do you want digitals or do you want print? It's how you print it.
Where are we putting that on the wall?
It's
where are you
always
seeing
assumed,
that on in your home?
Always assumed that it's going to be a printed product, because that's what we do, and because they know that through the entire process, they'd already come in with the mindset of, okay, well, I'm either going to have an album or a wall art, piece of wall art, or the two. Do you know what I mean? If that's done at the very beginning, then it's not a lot of work at the end.
100%, and they're not surprised. You're not, it's not that they're thinking, oh gosh, okay, how much? Or, oh, I've not thought about that. It's been consistent. And I think that's your job as a photographer, really, then, to give the client the best experience as possible and make sure they know they have the opportunity to take these stunning memories and put them on the wall or put them in a book. I am mentioning wall art quite a lot because that is the go-to. That's what we believe. Really put these emotions and these products on the wall. That's where they deserve to be. But we do have many photographers who offer books, so you can put the favourite images in a book, or lovely prints in a box that can be gifted to family members, for example. So there's loads of ways to do it. It's just really being strong and highlighting that to your client. And if you need to then give the social media files, that's fine. Because again, you're giving your client the full service and you're not standing in the way of your client from celebrating that product.
If it's a social media file, then that's helping us as well, because when they upload those to social media, that's a little mini advert.
That's a really good point. It's a really good point.
So you're getting something back from that. I mean, those files are already edited because you've edited them to print your wall art. So
it's no extra work. It's something you're proud in. It's a marketing tool.
Absolutely.
And like you say, for your Instagram and Facebook, you want to be posting daily. And if you've got client content, people sharing, people tagging you, gosh, that's worth its weight in gold these days. We all know that, And I think as well, people, once you've gone through the journey, maybe you've successfully sold that product and your client's super happy, really celebrating that, maybe bringing them back to the studio, having the wall art on an easel, having a little gift or chocolates or something, and just really celebrating that, what you've created for them, because you've created it together. Which is really nice. That's really unique, really special, that what you guys can do as photographers, And
I think what we love about Loxley is that when we do create those products, there's so much variety that they can have exactly what they want. And we're always constantly saying this is going to be handmade now in Scotland by a family-run company, and it goes a long way with them. Just knowing that it's quality all the way through. So they get a quality service from us, they get a quality product from you guys, and it's just, it just goes a long way to it.
I think it's a good fit. On a product-focused business, it is a good fit. And handmade in Scotland, handmade in the UK is so valuable. And again, it just furthers that uniqueness of it. Is custom built, could be custom sizes, depending on what you're offering. That's custom built and created for you. It's a piece of art.
Do you know our biggest obstacle though?
Oh.
Getting clients to measure a wall.
Oh gosh.
Do you know how many arguments I have with clients? No, you need to measure. Please go home and measure. Because if we're ordering this and it doesn't fit, where are you going to put it?
No, it'll be fine. It won't be fine. Please go measure.
And also they do think they need a small size. They maybe think A4.
Oh no, it's always too big.
It's always too big.
And it's always
a different issue.
Yeah, it's always the size of that one on the wall. We'll have one of them. I'm like,
that's not your wall.
But it's very big in you. It looks great in you, but that could be very big in your living room. Do you want to measure? No, I'll go with that one.
Do you know, and that's the power of samples as well. When you do do get a bit more product focused and really select your product range that you're going to offer clients, having samples on the wall, because to have your sample product work for you is to show the right sizes that you want to offer, show the big sizes, because that's a fantastic scenario that you're in, that customers want to go that big that it doesn't fit. So they have to come down slightly smaller.
And our clients are always, they'll either go for the one that's in we've got like a viewing room where they sit down and view their images. So there's one on the wall there that people always go to, and then there's one out in the corridor as they walk in.
Oh, the canvas tray frame, super popular for newborns. Highly recommend.
And there's one as they're walking out of the studio back towards the front door after their session. There's one that always is that wall is prime space, and there they go, ooh, I like that one.
So again, positioning, constantly seeing the product through their journey and in different spaces. That's what gets them over the line. And people tend to think, I only want the smallest one. They might be still thinking price, we're just going to go small. But if you have these samples positioned next to furniture, above sofas, in the hallway, in an alcove, all these spaces are reflected in the client's home, so you're helping them visualise, and they will naturally go for a bigger size, maybe too big a size. That's ideal.
And if they're just looking at a price list, they're not visualising that on the wall. They're just like, oh, okay, well, that price fits, we'll go with our one, not thinking about what it's going to look like on the wall, whereas we are very much the visual of everything, aren't we?
We're very forward with our pricing. We will send our pricing to anybody who wants it, and like our session fees and everything are on our website, so we're very forward with our pricing, but we always say, but this doesn't actually reflect, like it's just words on a piece of paper. You need to come in, you need to see our products, you need to actually feel them to know what they are.
So true. And they get to see those products the first time they visit us. So for their planning meeting, they get to see all of those products and in that planning meeting. So that they get hands-on, and like, I know I've sent you the price list for all of these, but it's just words. I want you to look at these products, I want you to have a good think about it. We've got plenty of time before you come back in to see these. You decide how you want them printed, but you get to see them now and start having a think, and then all the way through then.
So it's planting the seed, and
and then just growing that from there. And then nothing is a surprise when they come in. Actually, they're very emotional. If you're selecting the 20 or 30 key images from the shoot, you're putting lovely emotional music next to it, and they're going through. It can be quite a cinematic, quite an emotional experience. And they've already got
I got tissues next to the sofa ready. I love it. I love seeing a bit of emotion.
Cry with them, probably. And then they're already thinking with the product in mind, and they have it all there, so nothing is a surprise, and they're very excited. And I think then they really understand what they're doing and the opportunity that you guys as photographers have given them to have that moment in time on the wall.
A photographer now listening that wants to start selling product today, what is a top tip? Where can they start? What do they need to do?
Well, first of all, the one thing I would say is keep things simple. We do have an extensive range, so clients can truly get what they want, and it can be truly custom to them. But starting out, keep things simple. I would say get in touch with us at Loxley's.
We'll put your link
fab. We have a consultation call facility. It books a call in, usually an hour call. It can be on the phone, it can be face to face on a video chat, it can be in our Loxley Colour showroom if you're local to the lab in Glasgow. We're just outside Glasgow, and it allows us to find out really what your requirements are, what you want to do, and answer. So many photographers think printing is this minefield, this really difficult thing. We can make it easy. That's what we're here for. We offer, free of charge test print service to get your colours right, because again, I think photographers overthink that. I know it's super important, but they overthink it, they stand in the way of themselves. So we can offer the free test prints to solve any colour issues that they may have, and then really start to create a key, simple set of products, usually starting with wall art, then maybe a complementing memory box with the remaining images in, or maybe the remaining images in a book, and we'll create a small range for you, and of course we'll offer sample discount as well. So if you pop the link up, it's just a consultation call, couple of clicks of a button, and we can be consulting you on printing for the first time, key products and key sizes. But don't overthink it, we're here to help and keep things simple.
And you're not just UK based either, are you?
No, gosh, we're shipping all over the world, so we have a small premises in the Netherlands that does a small amount of printing, but almost all of the products, wall art especially, is all handcrafted in Glasgow, but we're regularly shipping throughout the UK, Europe and the rest of the world. Every day we're sending parcels to America, Canada, Australia, so we can help you out with all of that as well. Super easy.
Amazing.
Fab.
Thank you so much.
No worries, thanks for having me on.
big thank you to Road Distribution UK for allowing us to record this podcast with these mics.
And let us know, guys, are you already printing products? Are you digital only? Are you going to be swapping after this podcast? Let us know in the comments. We'll post all of Loxley Colour's information below for you to check those guys out, and don't forget to book your call with Jacqueline. See you next time, guys. Bye.
Mother, baby, and us.